All right, we're checking out the only games where the best way to save the environment is to make sure that nothing in it survives. It's playing God games. Worldbox is a simulator where you get to simulate all sorts of incredible civilizations and kingdoms. That's not going to happen. In an effort to see what would reasonably occur if AI was allowed to run the entire planet with no human involvement, we are going to utilize ChatGPT in order to make all of the decisions for this world and see how it does. Now, before we begin, I have to make the world, and it has to be fair in the beginning. So I'm going to utilize plain soil. Here we go. You'll see, we'll just start kind of putting this together over here. You may say to yourself, Gray, do these numbers have any deep meaning now that you're allowing an AI to run the entirety of civilization? Nope, no hidden meaning at all. Totally normal land masses. Hold on, so if I want to keep this relatively equal, hold on, I have an idea. That is beautiful. Now that we have our land masses, we first need to decide what each landmass biome is going to be. Well, when I say we, I mean ChatGPT gets to decide. Okay, there's 4 continents. We're gonna call these 1, 2, 3, and 4. We must decide on a biome. These are our choices, and ChatGPT says, let's make this interesting. Why? I mean, I guess I don't hate your idea. This is for a YouTube video. Continent 1 is infernal, continent 2 is crystal, continent 3 is mushroom, and continent 4 is candy. I love how it shows nothing normal at all. All right, well, we gotta go with ChatGPT here. Go ahead and grab my infernal seeds over here. There we go. Can anything survive in the infernal lands? I'm kind of curious. I really have no idea. What we'll do is we'll give everyone a biome, but I'm going to allow them to have a little bit of normalcy right by the water. There, it's like a very sunburned 6. So then we have the crystal continent. Now, obviously, some of the species might just immediately die from this. We'll never really know until we start. We also don't know what races are going to go where yet. Here we have crystal, mushroom. I'm already gonna tell you, this is going to be a personal favorite of mine. Right here. I love mushrooms, like to eat, not to befriend or anything. As a food group, I enjoy them. That's not to say I wouldn't enjoy them if they were living entities that wanted to speak with me, but just the only way I've ever interacted with them was as a food group. I am so glad that ChatGPT picked one of these biomes to just be like pink. Okay. So here are our biomes. We're gonna put a little bit of tree over here just in case we need it. So everyone has a couple of trees. The other reason is I want everyone to be able to sail away just in case, because I would really enjoy it if all of the different, 666s and 9s attempted to murder one another. There are 4 races: humans, elves, dwarves, and orcs. Which race gets which continent? Okay, come on, humans. Yeah! I don't know how many creatures to give each race, so you know what? Let's just have ChatGPT do everything. From 2 to 100, how many people should each race have? Okay, the orcs. How come the humans always get the most amount of people? I love how ChatGPT already knows what's going on here. What should we do next in our wild and crazy world? You realize it didn't have to be this way, right? All right, so orcs, you get the infernal lands. I'm not gonna lie, the orcs are going off right now. What does that say? All hail the King Does Top, the Kanga of Death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! So, why do I get the feeling that my 85 orcs are going to be the most awesome race in all of this experiment? Because they will legitimately live life in a total land of war and fire. Like, they were born of this. Take a look at what's going on in here. Oh, yeah, they're having a great old time. Look at this. Here's a nice tree. Mood. normal. This is just an average day for them, walking on fire. Okay, now the elves only get 50, all right? The elves are all set up. They seem to be doing just fine. The dwarves get to live in Shroom Land. Here we go, 70 dwarves. The other thing that's scary is whenever I zoom in, I can hear like the soft squealing of the elves, and it is kind of concerning. And then finally, humans get 100 in Candyland. All right, and there is 100 humans. The humans are immediately murdering some poor creature that is living inside of the Candylands. They are now feasting on its delicious candy-like flesh. Okay, so while this is going on, I asked ChatGPT if it understands that Worldbox has a variety of things, both good and bad, that you can have happen. And it says yes, it knows all of these different things. So now what we're going to do is each year, we're gonna have Worldbox choose something for every single continent. So we've started on a brand new year, and now we need something to happen to all these different places. Real quick though, I'm just curious, humans, are you still like just murdering absolutely everything? Like anything that's not you, are you slaying them? There's no other animals on this place, are there? You've killed them all, haven't you? Yep, sure enough, look at this. Right here, it's a sugar bear, okay? He was having a good time. Oh, well, he does eat flesh, so maybe he deserves not to live. He's killed 3 of my humans.
Why is the Candyland so dangerous?
You guys over here in the Mushroom Lands have these same problems? I don't see that you do. Oh, wow, the orcs have already started making a dock. It would be amazing if out of all these places, legitimately the safest place to live is just Florida. Each new year, we will have a random event, either good or bad, happen to each continent. Choose good or bad events for each continent now. Okay, so the orcs get a plague. All right, orcs get a plague. I don't know if all the orcs should get a plague or what, so I'm just gonna put it in their biggest population over here. Here we go, orcs have a plague. The elves get a rain of magical crystals. Now, they're already in the crystal biome, but I guess what we can do is we can give them the magic rain. Here we go. Yeah, just throw it everywhere. Perfect. The poor dwarves get an earthquake, which is probably especially bad considering, you know, the ground is very moist and mushroomy. And sorry, not sorry. Oh my God, that was way worse than I thought it would be. Oh, now they have water going through their continent, though. In fact, this just changed the topography of their entire continent. And the humans, I feel like there is distinct favoritism here, get a miracle. And so here is the delicious miracle juice. Are they? Even though I have blessed you all with glorious miracles, are you still trying to murder one another? That's what's happening. They are just still fighting for survival. Okay, so we're gonna let, I don't know, like a little bit of time go through here because the rains that had blessed people ended up blessing some of the dwarves too. Thanks, Jetstream, I guess. Now there are multiple ports over here, as we can see, that are starting to go up. In fact, if anything, I think I made the dwarves' life a little bit easier because they made their little like dock inside of the area where I had blown up a huge part of their landmass. Now you might be like,
Gray, how are the humans doing?
They are still murdering stuff. I'm talking non-stop slaying of the gingerbread men. Like any gingerbread men that pop up are just beaten into submission. All right, enough time has passed. Go ahead and pick good and bad events for each continent again. For the orcs, they get a hero. The elves get hostile monsters causing chaos and destruction. The dwarves get a rich vein of precious metals. And the humans get fire. Just literal fire. Okay, so the orcs need a hero. So we're gonna grab the king of their biggest kingdom over here. In case you're wondering, the slogan for the Kanga of Death is with finger and poison. I love how this dude's favorite food is berries. Where are you finding berries in the middle of a land that is just made of flame and fire? All right, well, anyway, in order to make this dude the hero that he needs to be, we're gonna give him everything. Yeah, acid proof, he has an acid touch, he's attractive, he's agile, all this, all that. Yeah, good eyes, super fast. You know what? He's super fertile. Fire blood? Sure. Fireproof? Yup. He's a giant. He's immune. Long liver? That's how you want to describe this? Not as a strong liver. Just the dimension of the liver is, you know what? Sure. Yeah, have a long liver. Yeah, lustful, poison immune. Now you have to have like all the good stuff for him. So let's see here. He's a genius, strong-minded. Where's it, like ambitious? Yeah, ambitious. There we go. The dude is just stacked. All right, so we're gonna, in fact, I need to change this guy's name. Your name is Eutychus, Lord of Death. You're welcome. Now, over in the elves, you guys get a hostile band of creatures. So since ChatGPT needs to do everything, I asked what hostile monsters we should get for the elves. It's giant spiders, trolls, and necromancers. Wow. Really hate the elves, don't you? Now, some of these don't exactly exist, so we have to be kind of close. Now, we can have a necromancer. It says necromancers, so we're gonna put like 5 in here. We don't have giant spiders, so we'll do sand spiders. We don't have trolls, but I don't know, we got cold ones. So we'll put 5 of those down. Now remember, for the dwarves, they get to discover precious metals. So what is there? Silver, adamantine, mithril, or gold. So again, we'll go ahead and ask ChatGPT on this, what they should discover. Adamantine, wow! The best metal. You're welcome. Right in the middle of the forest. And then, I mean, for the humans, I'm so sorry, guys. You guys get fire. Yeah, we'll just throw a bunch of fire on there. Very sorry about all that. I'm sure they'll be okay. Now, over here, in the land of the elves, they are fighting together. They have also somehow made a land bridge with the orcs. I have no clue exactly how this happened. It may have happened from the necromancers or the cold ones or something. It could just be erosion. Not really 100% sure, but I have to take a moment to mention that for some reason, the elves are freakishly larger than the orcs. Look at the size of this man. Look at the size. Look at the size of this orc. Elf, 60 foot tall. Orc, 3 foot tall. Okay, villages are being destroyed. New villages are being made. It is just absolute bedlam. You may wonder, whatever happened to Eutychus? Eutychus is still here. He's doing great. His culture is Dak. Dude's got 35 followers.
A few moments later.
He just got obliterated. No joke. He just died. I put together the most powerful man in all the universe, and I'm pretty sure he just got obliterated by this dude. Who's content? Now, in case you're wondering, the elves and the orcs are absolutely slaughtering one another. It's violent. Quite frankly, this is one of the most horrifying distributions of individuals I think I've ever seen in my life. Maybe they're done fighting. Nope, never mind. They are not done fighting. There is like an ice beast over here, and it is just absolutely destroying stuff over in the elven lands. I can understand now why the elves are desperately trying to get off of this continent. What is going on over here? Are you two trading, or are you two trying to fight for survival? They're both these boats are just running into one another. I do have to mention something. The only people that really aren't trying to expand are the humans. They are just staying all to themselves. Again, if you are like even slightly not of human type, you get attacked almost immediately. Also, most of the humans have skin burns. Yeah, the humans they're just staying by themselves. They're having a great old time. I think it's time for a new group of stuff to happen to our world. Okay, enough time has passed. The orcs get a volcano. The poor orcs are like, we're already on fire. Yeah, look, I'm not the one, okay? Blame ChatGPT. So the elves get a magical tree, providing healing and protection. We don't have something exactly like that, so let's give them a druid. Hopefully the druid doesn't just like immediately die. Actually, there's something else we can do. We can give them enchanted seeds. There. The dwarves get a horde of goblins. All right, I've let ChatGPT know there's not really goblins. Now they want 50 zombies and 25 skeletons. It's like that's like more stuff than dwarves. All right, if you say so. All right, there's all the zombies. There's all the skeletons. Have fun fighting that insanity off. You can see right over here, the skeleton horde is being dealt with fairly well. There's just bodies laying all over the place. Oh, the zombies are starting to turn other people into zombies. And then for the humans, they get a rainfall of candy. So I guess that's like getting even more delicious candy chunks. You know, I'll give you guys some regular rain too. How about that? There. Now, in case any of you are wondering, the zombie incursion is not going well. The other races are starting to, like, lob gigantic spells. You can see just the flood of arrows coming in. Okay, look at this. They know that if this gets out of hand, all of the continents are going to fall, except for the humans, who, again, just totally have stayed exactly where they are. Oh, they're coming across the landmass. The druid is helping. The druid is throwing as much, like, I don't know what that is. It's like kale, probably, like gluten-free meals, perhaps. They're throwing everything they can at this zombie incursion, and it is not going well. Look, another zombie just got made. Another zombie just got made. Hey, you guys should have been mining more adamantium, I'm telling you that right now, because things aren't looking good. Keep shooting those arrows in there. You don't want to go hand-to-hand with the zombies. Everyone keeps trying to go hand-to-hand. See this guy over here? Look at him. He's got 12 health left. He's infected. That's what happens. Now he's a zombie. He likes brains. Before he just had an inkling of potential for liking brains. Now 100% this man likes brains. In case you're wondering right now, the biggest kingdoms are the orcish kingdoms. Now the humans are doing well too, but I think that the orcs have a couple more people. Meanwhile, the elves are getting absolutely slaughtered. Okay, this is good. Everyone's working together right now. They have started to beat the zombies. There's probably only like 5 of them left. There's still a lot of idiots that just decide to go in hand-to-hand combat with the zombies and will probably end up getting turned. But I'm pretty sure that was like one of the last zombies that were left. Also, I love that the Dwarven lands are now where Florida is kept. The Age of Hope, they said. You know, there's been 340 deaths so far. All right, it's a new year. This is kind of hilarious. ChatGPT is a much worse person than I think I could have been. Okay, the orcs get enhanced strength and resilience. The elves get blizzards. The dwarves get a group of 10 dragons? Yeah, managed to tame? I don't know about that. And the humans get a UFO. All right, so we need to use the gamma rays. I'm sorry, not the gamma rays, the gamma rains here. And they get strength and resilience. Strength, resilience. And there we go. The elves get blizzards because straight up the game hates the elves. This seems like it's such a terrible idea that the dwarves get 10 dragons. Oh, I get the feeling this is just absolutely going to slaughter the entire planet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. And the humans get 1 UFO. Sure. Here we are. It's kind of as bad as I would have expected. I will say it is. It's definitely as bad as I would have expected. The dragons, I'm not sure, have any potential to be fought back by anyone in any of these civilizations. Now maybe the elves are nicer. Nope. Maybe they like the elves. Nope, they did not. They just set their entire city on fire. Everyone is burning alive. It's real bad. The king of the Ohm Shields is dead, in case anyone's wondering. Fortunately, the orcs live in fire. And they're incredibly resilient. So maybe there is one group of people that can fight back against this. Look at what has happened to the dwarf continent. I don't even know what happened to the UFO over here. I guess the good part about this is that there is still a little bit of a blizzard going on. So maybe all of the snow can put out all this fire. Oh, there you go. One of the dragons just got slain. How about that? They are fighting back. Look at this. Look at this hero. Standing in fire, burning alive. Okay, this man is a dragon slayer. His name is Dig. Now he won't be living very long. I don't think, because he just burned alive. Hey humans, all you guys have been doing is warring and fighting constantly. Are you gonna tell me no one can beat all of this insanity? You're just gonna let this UFO just kind of like wander around abducting your people? Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're fighting back now. The dragons are taking a little bit of damage. Look at that right there. Big hit on the dragon. This dragon is slightly sad.
But Gray, are any of the dragons infiltrating the orcish lands?
Maybe one. All right, here we go. Let's see how this dragon. Hold on. Real quick, the dragon took one look at where the orcs live, and it was like, nope. going the opposite direction. The dragon was like, not even a chance. Not even slightly am I going over there. Now, the humans are pretty smart, okay? Every time the humans get caught on fire, they do jump into the water to put themselves out. Now, there was a dragon that dared come over into the orc lands, obliterated, okay? Absolutely slaughtered. The cool part is that the orc lands are on fire, but honestly, this is nothing new. Real quick, I have to mention something. The orc people, in their fight for survival, obtained a scar of divinity. It gives them plus 69 health. Finally, the humans have beaten the dragons. The UFO is still doing its thing over here. Who got the dragons the worst? You knew it. It's the elves. I'm gonna go ahead and just let this keep going here, just to see what happens. There we go. The dragons are still just wandering around. Everyone's just letting this insanity continue. Everyone except for the orcs, because the dragons realize if they go over into the orc lands, they're gonna get turned into barbecued spare ribs. I have really, really bad news. The humans and the dwarves have both been put completely into extinction. Total extinction. There's none left. So there's two wars that have started now. The orcs have found that the last race that was left alive is incredibly vulnerable. And so they have been absolutely slaying what is left of the Elvish kingdom. All right, there's only 2 continents left. Let's go ahead and give them their last good or bad thing. Because of you, there's only 2 continents left, 1 and 2. Go ahead and choose a good or bad thing for each. The orcs get a demon and the elves get a celestial being? That doesn't seem fair. All right, well, here's your demon and here's your celestial being. In case you're wondering, the demon was trying to burn down the orcs. It didn't last very long because the orcs are no joke. And the orcs are expanding a lot. Like, their population is really going up. If you take a look at the common orc, strong, tough, savage, regeneration, night child. You look over at the common elf, weightless. I love that this UFO is just still randomly burning stuff that no one lives in right now. These are just the wildlands now. There's little gingerbread creatures and stuff like that just chilling around. I like how somehow the orcs have managed to figure out how to... Oh my God. Okay, I was gonna say they figured out how to make like grain fields in the middle of a place that is nothing but fire and death. That is industry. But right now, I'm pretty sure they're going in and they're destroying all the elvish lands. Yep, they 100% are. The orcs are going for total domination. They have lived lives of fire, and they are just breaking it down over here. The king of the elves was just slain. There's only 7 elves left, 6 elves left. The combat is pretty one-sided, I'm not gonna lie. It's real bad. Another king just got murdicated. The war is over. I don't know if... Oh, it's because there's no one left. There's 1 elf left alive. Oh, it's a dwarf. It's 1 single dwarf. Look at him. He's running for his life. Hold on. There he is. He's like, bring it on! Nope. Okay, maybe not. Run away! Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, the orcs now rule absolutely everything. They are the kings of 6669 world. In the age of hope. This is the sun. As a gamer, I was constantly told that I should get more of it growing up. This is the earth. The place where I keep all of my stuff. Well, I guess me and everyone else. So here's the plan for today. Since I was often told to get more sun, I thought to myself, hey, why not, instead of spending more time in the sun, just make the sun bigger? Then technically that's like getting more sun. I like sunburn. Excellent. And so as I like sunburn looks directly at the sun, what we're gonna do is we're going to lock the mass where it currently is, because if the mass continues to go up, it'll just suck everything in the entire solar system into it and turn us all into one giant puddle of black hole sadness. Instead, what we're going to do is increase the radius. This should allow us to get the sun absurdly close to the Earth as the radius goes up and up, but the mass stays exactly the same. Now, in order to truly understand what we're dealing with here, we have to go ahead and move things along, and then look at our temperature and make a graph. There we go. We can see the seasons. Look at that. I never thought that you would get to see the seasons so extravagantly. Oh, it's beautiful. I love how over time, though, the temperature of the planet just goes up. Now, knowing that, we're going to go ahead and grab the sun, and we're going to make sure that the mass stays right where it is. There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and start increasing the radius. Let's go ahead and make it 1.25. So a quarter more. Now, one of the things that you're going to see almost immediately, and I didn't realize this until just now, is that the surface temperature is going to start decreasing on the sun. I assume this is because the density is going down. You know, there's less sun juices to shoot into the planet, you see? Now, despite there being less sun juices, Earth is getting pretty hot. the temperature, the average temperature of the Earth is moving along quite nicely. I think we started right around 7.5 degrees Celsius, and that was with the constant warming. Yeah, we're already at about 10 degrees Celsius, and we're only about 5 years into the future from where we were. Now, for the most part, I would expect everyone is still enjoying the planet. Well, 10% of the people are not enjoying the planet. They were possibly enjoying the planet, but they are no longer enjoying the planet. They are enjoying the dirt, of which there is still plenty of. Fortunately for everyone, you can exist for a while because there's still plenty of dirt to get buried in. It hasn't been vaporized yet. But you can see just the average temperature keeps on climbing, just keeps on going up. Ice caps, I would assume, are getting smaller over time. Let's take a look at these Daughtry graphs right over here. You'll notice right around Florida, it is a cool, crisp 24 degrees Celsius, whereas I've come to know it only 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the liquid depth is going up. I don't know if you saw that, but it just jumped a meter. There, it just jumped another meter. So if things continue onward like this, parts of the planet may end up underwater. However, we're going to have to continue to increase the size of the sun to see if anything changes. So we will take the sun and we will increase it to, let's say, 1.5 radius of the sun. Now, if we stay on it here, you'll notice that the surface temperature continues to go down. That is something that's happening. However, how are things over on I Like Sunburn? Well, I'm glad you asked. They're continuing to get pretty hot. We now have an average temperature of about 14 degrees Celsius. So in the last, I don't know, 6 months, it's gone up about 4 degrees Celsius. The only thing that we're doing is like increasing the trajectory of the heat index of Earth by a lot. I felt kind of scared because as I zoomed into Earth, all I saw was water. But basically, it was just a lack of luck. I just happened to turn Earth into an area where all there was water. Yeah, you can see the ice on the top of the planet is definitely starting to recede. It's kind of like a hairline, like male pattern baldness. The Earth has that, just on the top and the bottom right now. Now, how hot is it on the rest of the planet? Well, let's take a look here. It's not terrible. About, what, 78 degrees over in Florida right now. Japan's 58. Now, to be fair, it is February, so it should be a little cooler right now. That's 2029. How many people have I murdered so far? What are we at percentage-wise? Oh, 87%, huh? To be fair, this is probably the slowest, like, heat death of the planet I've ever done. So what we'll do is we'll let this go on, I would say, until about, I don't know, like 2030 or so. Oh, right here, things have leveled off very slow. Nope. Never mind, I lied. They didn't level off at all. So yeah, we'll go ahead and stop right about 2031. There we are. So now the average temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. Again, we've only had like a year and a half go by for an extra 3 degrees Celsius to happen. Florida is now around 85 degrees Fahrenheit in places, 86. Life likelihood, if I press the button over here, it does continue to drop. All right, we might as well go much larger at this point. So instead of 1.5, Let's just go straight to 2.5. You could visibly see the sun get bigger there. In fact, I'm gonna rename this something. Sun, but with more saturated fat. Perfect. Now the temperature on the sun will really start to drop now. Planet Earth, still getting pretty hot. I shouldn't say planet Earth. I should say I like sunburn. It is really cool to watch it like stagnate for just a second. It's almost dropping in places. Over on I Like Sunburn, the average temperature of the planet is 22 degrees Celsius or 71 degrees Fahrenheit. That doesn't seem that bad until you realize that Florida right now, where originally it was like 78, is 98. Australia was beautiful back in the day. Northern Australia is like 104, 105. The water depth 9,004 has gone up, I don't know, however many meters that is. Well, not however many meters that is, however many meters it's gone up. And other than that, I mean, maybe we've lost a little bit of the beaches, but for the most part, the planet seems okay. Well, you know, except for being like 105 degrees in places. So we'll go ahead and we'll let this roll around a little bit. We'll speed things up here. There we go. And now that we've kind of created this large cucumber curve over here, we can take the sun and go even more ridiculous. So now we're just gonna go straight to 5. Boom. You can see the brightness changes, but the amount of temperature that the sun pours out into, like, you know, the rest of the solar system just keeps going down. Here we go, moving things along, looking good. Not really sure what happened there, but they're gone. Good old 25 degrees Celsius over on I Like Sunburn. And look at this. Look at this right here. It's barely going up now. I think that we have found the magic spot. It's back to looking basically like normal. I mean, you know, it's 20 degrees Celsius on average hotter. The oceans rise about a meter every year or so. But hey, what's 20 meters over 20 years? So right now, the hottest place on Earth is 118 degrees Fahrenheit. I still have 82% of the population to torture. And the planet Earth has basically become like the inverse Picard when it comes to its hairstyle. You can see the amount of snow chilling out, well, I shouldn't say chilling. The amount of snow boiling up on top here is continuing to decrease. In fact, while I've been talking, we've gone up to 9,008, kind of just staying around there. Things might get kind of out of hand now when we go to 10 radius. Oh my God. What? Look at how much the surface temperature's gone down. Oh boy. Oh my God. Okay, I like sunburn. Still okay. Man, this is working out great. We're gonna end up with the sun literally in I Like Sunburn's backyard. What's weird is the difference between the warmest part and the coldest part of the year is like bigger. I mean, it's still not much, but it's there. We're up to 9,009 meters in liquid depth. Look at this. The ice thickness is growing? How? Look at it go. I've like inverted what I've done somehow. What is going on? That is weird. I'm not really sure how, but like the extremes on the Earth are incredibly extreme. Like 119 degrees is the hottest for Fahrenheit. Negative 98 degrees Fahrenheit is the coldest. It goes up to like 106. Science is awesome. All right, well, we can see that, you know, the sun is beginning to lose its beautiful yellow color. It's starting to just turn like a sad orange. I mean, we gotta keep going. So 20 radius. Here we go. It could also be that we're losing some of the extremes on this graph, and that's why these numbers are looking so much different. They're not really that much different. It's just kind of like what happens when the graph kind of gets more in line with the current stuff that's happening to the Earth. Oh my God, what happened to Pluto? Was that Pluto right there? Did you see it? Behind, oh God, I thought it was Pluto. Oh, surface temperature on the sun, sad, okay? 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit, not much. Down here in planet Earth though, ice content, continuing to go up. Why? No clue. No idea. Ice thickness is continuing to rise, though. I don't know. Everyone looks fine to me. Is it like 115 degrees in some places of Australia? Sure. But it's 105 in some places in Florida. It's honestly just a normal day right now. All right. We'll go ahead and allow this to kind of do its thing for a few moments. I think we're about to potentially swallow up Mercury. I'm not really sure because now we have to go to 40 radius. Oh, nope, we're not there yet. Hold on. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. We are running out of energy for the sun to vomit at people, though. The sun is now a bright red. The temperature on I Like Sunburn is okay. It's static, I would say. Now, in case you're wondering what it would look like to have a sun like this, so if we kind of go over on this side over here, and then we land on the planet, as you do, you would wake up, look out from your bedroom window, and oh my God. Oh, wow. Woo. Oh boy. Like, even if I get rid of all the trails and stuff like that, and I turn off the atmosphere, good Lord. This is from the surface. Takes up most of the sky. All right, somehow the solar system is still functioning. So let's go ahead and double this now. There we go. I had to go back to this number because it's nice and even. 80. Oh my God. Mercury? Oh. Never mind. I was gonna say Mercury is still around. I don't know if you saw the little that happened. It's now a bunch of fragments just surrounding the sun. Oh no. Oh, I'm sure it'll be okay. Oh, the sun is turning blood red. That's kind of awesome. Uh-oh, the sun is starting to lose its red color. The sun is running out of AA batteries. This is real bad. Oh, the sun is just turning gray. That's fine if you're me. It's not fine if you're anyone else. It's down to 820... Well, 810K. I can't believe that the Earth is still getting enough energy from the sun. I mean, to be fair, it's not very far. It doesn't give off enough light to illuminate the planet anymore. I have to artificially illuminate the planet so that you can see it. Okay, you ready? You're looking for the sun. You're looking for the sun. You're looking for the sun. There it is. If I get rid of everything and all we can see is the sun, I'm on the surface, that's how much of the sky it takes up. Now, to be fair, it's not really doing very much. I'm just kind of moving time along here. Okay, 160. Now, I think Venus is going to immediately get obliterated. I mean, I can try and click on it, and I can try and slow this way down so that we can see if we catch it. But it might, like, already be inside. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, Venus is already inside. Boop. So Venus is gone. All right, so that leaves us with I Like Sunburn. Hopefully, the extremely low amount of gravity that's going on right now won't actually, like, immediately murder us or anything. So things are looking great. There we go. There's some more fragments from where Venus exploded, just shooting back out into the solar system. They're only moving 27 kilometers a second, though, so, you know, it's only like getting shot at by a bunch of rail guns. Fortunately, none of them seem to have hit Earth. Talk about that kind of luck. I came over here just to make absolutely sure. Yeah, we're good. We're doing okay. This is so weird to see it just so close. So large in comparison. You can see some of the areas where the other planets like struck the sun. Average temperature is holding. Well, the sun kind of heated up very slightly for like 1 second, and then it kind of didn't anymore. Remember how I was talking about Pluto? Did anyone see Pluto just like shoot on by? There it is. Hey, the temperature went up slightly. Probably because we're like 60 feet from the sun right now. So what we're gonna do, since we don't want the sun to just like, you know, instantaneously gobble up the Earth, is we're gonna go ahead and increase. Stop. I wanna get right about at the doorstep. A little bit closer. We can go more. There. Oh, hey, ho. There we go. Right about there. Perfect. Go ahead and slow things down here. Now, the Earth may explode immediately. Not really sure. We'll find out right now. Oh, God. What happened? What is going on? What is happening with this? Oh my God, why did the sun just become super hot? I feel like I didn't do this. Oh, the sun's temperature is going up. It's at 48,000 degrees Kelvin. Okay, never mind, it's 60,000 degrees Kelvin. Never mind, it's 70,000 degrees Kelvin. What is happening?
My God.
All we did was increase the radius. 127. How's Earth doing? I don't think that the heat has had time to hit the Earth yet. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Well, that ain't good. Not really sure why this is happening or why this is happening. But considering we're like, you know, just a little, like a stone's throw away from the surface of this Satanism, it could be real bad. Hey, Earth, how you doing? Earth's like
Irradiated.
So if you were to land on the Earth right now, just kind of curious what it would look like. Oh boy. You don't get to see any sky. It's basically all just sun. Well, you know, I use that word loosely. Let me turn off the atmosphere. Oh God! Oh, it's pretty blinding. Oh, you think it's blue sky, but it's not. It's literally just the size of the sun. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep things moving along here. What's the temperature of the sun, Gray? A lot. It's a lot. It's pretty hot, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take a chance and kind of like speed things up just a little bit. Oh, hold on here. Something's happening. The sun is getting colder. Why? Who knows? No idea. But here we go. The sun is cooling off. It's cooling off very, very quickly. Super fast. Maybe I like sunburn. Won't have time to immediately turn into a puddle of dead lava. Yes. Yes. There we go. 10 seconds per second have gone by. 34,000. 26,000. Look at the colors change. That's pretty cool. 14,000. Uh-oh. Okay, I like sunburn. Is still alive. Sort of. Just barely. We're sitting next to the sun over here. The delicious... Like, we are absurdly close to the sun right now. I'm just gonna keep the speed moving. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God! Huh. Well, how about that? I've created, like, perfect symbiosis. Huh. The Earth even has enough... Oh, God, never mind. Whoops. Well, we're at the point where you might as well just... I think that the radius, the amount of mass that was in the sun couldn't support it anymore. And so the sun got so big, it just straight up vanished.
Ecosystem is a game where you are given complete power over the entire ocean. And as you build things and change the ocean's topography, different creatures will begin to birth and mutate. In the beginning, you may start with a depressed sperm, but by the end, it'll be a sperm that goes to the gym very often, and it has confidence. So you're supposed to create like a working ecosystem in this game. That's probably not going to happen. I have found a way, I believe, to make the ecosystem probably more than this game can handle, and I want to see if I can break the entire ocean with it. Now, before you start, you are given total god powers to build however you want. Now, you want an area where the creatures can give birth to their offspring. There we go. That seems appropriate. I think over here in Killusville, this is where we will begin making our prey creatures. And then the predator creatures, I'm going to burrow as far down as I can. They're going to live in the sadness and darkness so that they are infused with hatred for everything that's not them. All right, so you take your forager creature here, and you just start throwing down as many as you damn well please. Gonna need some food. So here's some green grass, you have to eat it off of the kill us, though, if you want it. And now you can see our very malformed fish have already begun to grow. I told you in the beginning, some of them might look like depressed sperms. Okay, this is actually really creepy because either this thing is swimming upside down or its eyes are on its chin. Oh, never mind. It just lost the will to live. I have a feeling that's going to be happening a lot in this game. If you want to have children, you have to do it inside of the U. This is supposed to be a breeding ground, but it just looks like toxic waste. What the Over here, you can click on the different creatures and see how screwed up they are. Now, supposedly, the genetics is completely randomized in this game, meaning that everything is totally different every time you play. Considering this is a fish whose neck has been broken 180 degrees, I would say that's fairly accurate. Now, the fish start out very stupid, but as time goes on, they learn how to swim, and they evolve. As you can see here, this floating sack is doing quite well at raising... Every time I start to give credit to one of these creatures, it immediately dies. So... here is the floating sack's derpy cousin. It kind of looks like a wind stocking. That's effectively what it is. We have created a wind stocking with eyes. I appreciate that this game could make an infinite number of fish, and it has given me the most grotesque beings ever to float around in the ocean. Let me ask you something. You boys like chicken breasts? Because that's this fish's friggin' head. Actually, it's not even its head. It's like a growth on his head. I like how there's one fish. Well, there's two now. But there was a fish called Miscellaneous. This is it. It hasn't figured it out. It hasn't figured out how to live. It's just limply laying against my rock coral formation over here. Oh, now it's kind of undulating away from it. I don't know if this is a physics problem or if this fish just has epilepsy. Oh, my chicken breast fish are getting really big. Today is a very sad day. One of my fish clearly has cancer. I don't know what else to call this. Oh God, it's coming straight at me. Please don't touch me. I wish I could rename you. Since I've been deep inside of you, I think I have that right. I would rename you to Herpes. All right, the chicken breasts are getting out of hand. It's time to start making some predators. So, how far down can I put these creatures into the darkness? I wanted to like make a pair of eyes, but it ended up just looking like blue balls. All right, predators, enjoy the darkness. Let hatred fill your hearts. I want lots of predators. More predators. The S is kind of left out, so I'm giving it some urchin or something. Out of all the fish that managed to evolve, how come the dumb miscellaneous fish managed to survive? Like, they have not figured out forward motion. The only thing that they can do is scratch themselves on the coral. They just eat and scratch themselves. It's like the Al Bundy of fish. Look at it. It's already pregnant. It's got 4 children. How? The survival is 1. It's green. Does that mean it's high? How the does this thing go on living? This is the most depressed fish that it has ever been born. This fish has absolutely no aspirations in life. The only thing it desires to do is crawl along this coral at 1/1000th of a mile per hour. Look at him. He's trying so hard. He's like, I'm almost at the top. This is a monumentous occasion. This is the first fish that looks like a real fish. It's a somewhat overweight fish. It's got like 13 chins. It grew up wanting to be an earthworm, but it became a fish instead. You know what? I can't have fish looking like real fish in this game. You're gonna have to die. So the 2,000 chin fish has continued to propagate. It's got a smile on its face now. It clearly loves pain because I've been killing the of this thing trying to get different fish. I call these ones the clinically depressed fish. They're clinically depressed. They don't actually swim. They just kind of slowly float through the water. That's how they move around. They haven't yet found the will to flip their one little flipper. You can see right here, they roam in packs. There's like 4 of them all together. They have to stay together because they don't know how to move, so they just kind of randomly float in this pack. This gaggle of clinically depressed fish. See, this fish is the opposite. This fish has wandered completely away from the rest of the habitat. He's figured out how to swim, but he's only figured out how to swim forward. You're clearly the superior fish. I will boost you so that you may have many children, which will probably die of starvation because you're gonna give birth to them like 6,000 miles from the original spawning area. I think that the one thing that this game teaches us about evolution that we often forget about, is that we all start off really dumb. I don't feel so good, Mr. Gray. Sleep now, my child. You've swam a good long while. All right, what's going on over here by the predators? Oh, that's nice. My predators look like tentacles. I guess this means they're gonna go violate my my herbivores or whatever the they are, my foragers. That's if they can figure out how to get out of this cave system I've created. Great. Either my predators are really, really flexible, or they've evolved into having broken spines. What in the is this? Yes, please die. I don't know what that was. It was a thing of friggin' nightmares. Oh, Jesus Christ. One of them got out. You know, once you get past the fact that it looks like a ball of Medusa snakes, it's actually quite cute. Great. I boosted the forward swimming fish, and now the entirety of my oceanic frickin' ecosystem only knows how to move one direction. So they're all moving away from the feeding grounds, and they're all going to starve to death and die. Maybe they're not actually swimming. Maybe this is them waving at me. They're like, you think you can torture us, Gray? We'll see about that. We'd rather starve to death. Suck it. I know everyone going to Area 51 wanted to see them aliens. There you go. This fish here is basically just an undulating bagpipe. Oh, it's getting fatter. Maybe it's understanding how to eat. This is supposed to be a predator, but it doesn't have a lot of interest in, you know, actually hunting. In fact, the only thing it's good at is dying. I like how the fish that looks the most like a real fish, I mean, I guess it kind of looks like a mutated pickle, but it has like the lowest survival of all of the fish. It's like this game is like, it's too much of a possibility that you could be a real underwater creature. Die, heathen. Is this fish biting this other fish? It definitely looks like this fish is biting this other fish. This is like the worst chase I've ever seen in my life. They're so bad at swimming that it's just them spinning in circles trying to battle each other. This guy has the right idea. If he just lays on the grass for his entire existence, see, he can eat it this way. It's very easy. He doesn't have to move very far until some jackass tries to get in on his turf. My God, the fish are starting to evolve far beyond my expectations. They're now dabbing. I do appreciate, game, that you have created a species of fish that is in a permanent dab posture. I think that was the first time I've actually seen a predator get a prey. It didn't so much eat it as it floated into it. Although everyone's so bad at swimming that I guess it really doesn't have to try that hard, because the prey creatures can't really get away. It's not really hunting, it's more like farming. It's like trying to say that you hunt for an ear of corn. I'm starting to think that this is one of those creatures that took the lazy way out. It was like, you know, swimming after food is really hard. If I just make myself really long, maybe I'll be able to reach everything in the ocean. I'm gonna put the predator breeding grounds right next to the forager breeding grounds, so they have to get pissed off at one another, or they just have to watch each other have sex all the time. It's kind of twisted too. Your breeding grounds is now all around this K. Can you just build something that goes all the way to the surface of the water? How tall is the surface of the water? There we go. Hold on. My rock phallus has almost made its way to the sky. Yes, I've reached the surface. I can't go above the surface, but my rock penis can. Like Jack and the Beanstalk, if you come all the way down, you'll see a lovely area where fish go to breed. This is the global log. It tells us about every friggin' birth that's happening, and there's a lot of them. Also, some fish are dying of old age. How my predators doing? You guys looking any better? No. What the kind of predators developed over... What the... This is the head? Alright, now real quick, people. What does this look like to you? I mean, if you turn upside down, maybe it's like a parrot perched on something. But to me, this looks like a fish's ghibli bits hanging down. Actually, you know what? Ghibli fish, you get boosted. You and all your kind, I want to see more of you. All right, more plants for everyone. I don't know what the filter fish is, but I'm gonna make a bunch of these too. Oh God, I looked away for like 10 seconds. What the has happened over here? My predators are very slowly pursuing the prey. Since they were built second, they still suck at swimming. I just realized that all of these fish have names. Like Melissa and Santiago and Douglas and Ulysses. I think I've caught a fish in his own death throes. Look at this. Looks kind of like a shark, right? If a shark was terribly anorexic. Everyone gets boosted. Let's screw this entire ecosystem up. I want to see how insane things get. A predator has established a foothold in your ecosystem. Yeah, friggin' bet. Oh, the frame rate. That's what I like to see. Yeah, you know what? Here's some starfish. Put a few of these down. Okay, there is... I've boosted everything so much. There is so many creatures that I'm getting like 8 frames a second right now. Don't mind me, I'm just making Florida real quick. Now, Florida needs some palm trees. There we go. So real quick, while I was working on Florida over here, the fish behind me have continued to breed. When you turn, everything has gone completely ballistic. There's not even anywhere to swim. God, the face of these fish, it's like Thomas the Train, but on a bunch of methamphetamine and also aquatic. In case you're wondering, I wanted to go see what the filter feeders looked like. It looks like a slipper that missed leg day. Look at his legs. Atrophied and broken. Flop behind him. Okay, the size of the chicken breast fish are starting to get out of hand here. Well, this is interesting. It's a fish that kind of looks like a colon. It's doing its stretches right now. It's trying to touch its back fin to its forehead. You slipper leg fish. You are the saddest of all beings that I have created. As such, I must boost you to the sky. Never mind, you died. Hold on, here's his slightly less successful brother. You get boosted. Fantastic. Now the entire sky is filled with fish that all missed leg day together. All right, come on now. The game's not broken yet. It hasn't crashed. Let's finish this up. What does this say? What is it? Genetic disease? Well, why didn't you say so? You, my good man, get boosted to Well, I boosted the fish with the genetic disease, and it destroyed the entire game. Oh, it crashed it real good. On a side note, since the ocean is dead now, we're all gonna die. Fishery is a game about aquariums and a distinct lack of limitations, which I love. I am one of those people that have tried to have fish multiple times in my life, and they keep dying. So, rather than create a depressing experience for real life fish, we're going to create a depressing experience for digital fish. The first thing that you have to do in Fishery is, of course, name your aquarium. The fish are going to be calling this place home, so I decided to call it hell. Like I said, the great thing about this game is because it's so new, there's no limitations right now. So if you want to put 1 million fish in here and watch them all fight to survival like some sort of Spartan warfare, you totally can, and we're probably going to do that. This is also the only game that has the most ridiculous extremes on both sides of the coin. So like you can buy all these different items like food and plants and stuff. So you have Fish Food D, delicious and healthy. Fish Food C, not great but not terrible. Fish Food B, eating this is only marginally better than starving. It also contains peanuts. I also see that there's a waste product effect in all these different items. We're gonna have to try and get that up as high as possible. I have to know, if we're already at marginally better than starving, what could Fish Food A possibly be? Barely edible excuse for food. 96.3% cardboard and 3.7 unspecified protein. I appreciate that there's medicine. What is it, like antibiotics? Anti-hunger medicine. Food can be expensive and of questionable quality. Try instead medicating your fish's hunger away. All right, real quick, I gotta mention something. You think I'm bad? Okay, I never thought for 1 second to medicate my fish so that they think that they've been fed. I'm scared to go across the rest of these medicines, but I have to know. Anti-suffocation medicine. Breathing oxygen is overrated. With this pill, your fish can eat and digest oxygen, getting it into their blood much quicker. Fish can eat and digest oxygen. Like, how do you even picture that? All I can picture is like Lance Armstrong eating a bowl of cereal, but instead of, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's just O2. Health medicine. Feed your fish this newly approved miracle formula, which increases the health of your fish with minimal side effects. So it's basically fish Viagra. Alone and happy pills? Okay, at this point, the developer's just doing whatever the he wants. Are your fish lonely? feed them this amazing formula to satisfy their needs for friends without actually having any. This game is amazing. Over here in the plant section, you're gonna notice that there's plenty of leafy green plants to choose from, with such descriptions as coming soon. One of the fish you can buy is just a goldfish, and the description is just description coming soon. Come on, it's a goldfish. You could have put something here. You should have just put it's a goldfish. Which one of you creatures are the worst? It looks like the children use up the most oxygen. There's all kinds of different decorations you can use. It says, thanks to coastal erosion, these rocks have been shaped into beautifully rounded forms. There will be no fishing. This is one of the things that you can buy. Jesus Christ, do you think the sign is big enough? Wait, you can make this bigger? You can just make it levitate too. Why even? You can just put it right out. You know what? Why not? Hey, you can change the backdrop. Classic gray. I do appreciate that. Close to being something, whilst actually being nothing. As a gray that feels so relevant. Abstract gradient, the trusty generic gradient background. Now you can pretend to work in the advertising industry. Oh, there's one for the ocean. I feel like that would remind the fish too much of home. They're getting the advertising agency. This is one of those games where you can shape the ground as much as you want to. As such, the sandy nipple of destiny must first show me exactly how far I'm allowed to expand this outside of the aquarium. I could put my no fishing sign in the middle of nowhere levitating in the air, but I can't get the knobby witch's finger out of the water. Okay, real quick, smoothing is a giant lie. The only thing smoothing did was turn this into a pitchfork of fish skewering death. This is now the most dangerous object in this entire aquarium. You can instantaneously remove like all the water from the entire aquarium. I gotta get some fish in here and see what this does. This game gives you unlimited money in the beginning too to test things out. I like where this is going. All right, I can't finish my hell yet. I need to get some fish in here. I wanted to at least put this in so that the fish know exactly where they are, because they can't see the name of the fish tank on the outside. All right, terror children fish, get in there. Yeah, let's just, a whole bunch of you. I just like to throw you in there. We're not gonna place you in nicely. We're just tossing you in. All right, I don't have time to feed you yet. So here's an anti-hunger pill. I'm gonna medicate you instead of feeding you normally have to. Maybe they'll overdose. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Look at how happy this fish is. He's getting a lot of other fish fecal material in the eye. Needs maintenance urgently. I don't think so. Man, the waste in this tank is going up pretty quick. Hold on, I need to know. What happens if you suddenly just remove all the water? This is just awful. Oh my God, the poor fish are struggling. I'm sorry, guys. Here, if I'm gonna screw everything up, let me at least do this. Did it clean up the water for y'all? Maybe it shot all of your crap into the sky. No, it's all still here. What's the matter, guys? None of you wants to eat the decreased hunger pellets? That's all right. We've got plenty of low quality, barely edible cannibalism for you. These fish are like, this is so strange. These pellets taste vaguely familiar. Yeah, get a double helping. You glutton, you just ate both your brother and your sister. This place needs more decorations. I know I should probably be worrying about the oxygen content, but honestly, the oxygen content is great because of our hell. Oh, you could put Excalibur in here? Yes. Can I like put it sticking out of the side of the... Yes! That's the one fish who tried to fight against the system. Buried his sword into the side of the sand pillar of fish penetration death. Can you scale this thing too? You sure can. I want it deeper inside. Deep. Yeah. Like that. In fact, I want it going from one side of the phallus to the other side. Just like that there. All right, the waste density is only 10%. That's clearly not good enough. The fish need more medication. Where's the one alone and happy pills? Here. Oh, you guys love the taste of the happy pills. I'm gonna get all these fish addicted to drugs. Look at how animated they are now. They're like, where's the stuff, Gray? Where's the stuff? Oh, there's it right there. Look at this. Not enough nutrients. Sounds like it's time for your feeding. I should have got an auto clicker. I want to see how high I can get the waste up. We're at the 18%, 19%, 20. Don't worry, everyone. I fixed it. I got the nutrients up now. I also made the aquarium looks like a toxic waste site. All right, let's see, more decorations. What else we got here? Oh, an anchor, that's all natural. A little bit of tetanus for the fish, there we go. I want this like I want this in the bottom of hell, like on the, yeah, right like over here, there we go. Piece of broken pot. This isn't going to be a decoration, this is just going to be some trash that I had laying around the house. That's what I like to think about it as. See, for these fish, it's like a piece of artwork because they're on so many drugs that it probably looks like a triple-headed fiery unicorn or something to them. I like this, an old key, like a password, but for a door. I want to put this here so that the fish, there, now all fish can have the key to hell. Can I turn this? Here we go. Yeah, right like that there. That's hot. My hell was getting a little thin. I'm just kind of making it a little bushier. We need more fish. Maybe they'll fight for dominance or something. All right, now that we've got two different factions, what you do is you put a ton of drugs in the water. There we go. How do these little guppies eat these pills? The pills are bigger than they are. God, they never get a chance to. Look at this school of drug addicts. Just a bunch of freaking fish giving out jobs in the parking lot trying to get the next $10 so they can get some more happy pills. Unnamed red terror. Status healthy. How? Clearly I'm not making the water dirty enough. Wait, can you name these things? Oh my God. Tell my family I love them. There we go. You can tell them during the next feeding cycle. Oh God, you can name each and every individual fish. That's so good. I'm trying to get the waste up. The oxygen's also at an all-time low. There's not enough hell. The fish actually need more hell in order to survive. There's so much crap in the water, it's starting to destroy the frame rate. Come on, I'm no quitter. I want 100% waste. You can't even see anything anymore. Oh, it's like being born in a toilet, effectively. That's what's happening with the village. It just looks like they're living in sewage. Don't worry, while the fish are dealing with the fact that they're living in hell, I have to deal with 6 FPS. Hey, how you guys doing? You all right in there? There's no one to click on. Oh, I saw tell my family I love them for just a second. More pills, please. I put in some waste diffusers so that we can actually see what the is going on. The fish are going completely insane. They're trying to jump out of the water. They're like, I'd rather die on the table than live inside of hell. Listen, fish, it's for the purpose of game testing, all right? All right, I've got bad news. There's currently no oxygen inside of the tank, but it's all right. We've got happy pills for this. The anti-suffocation medicine would probably be better so they could, you know, eat the oxygen, but we need to know what happens in this game if we just leave them be. You guys can have tons of happy pills, though. These fish are getting so desperate, I think one of them's trying to cut himself on my sword. I'm gonna tell you right now, I took way better care of my fish in real life. They would have been dead long ago. All right, either this fish up here is dancing or he's dead. My God. We've got our first fatality. He's just convulsing at the top of the water. What the is happening? This fish is dabbing on me in death. Oh God. I see they change color when they lose the will to live. All right, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that the demand for oxygen in the tank is going down. The bad news is it's because everything in the entire tank is dead. It's really weird how some of the fish just bob around and some of the fish just have constant strokes. I'm just trying to get some goldfish in here just to see how many I can shove into the thing. It's gotten so bad, even my no fishing sign is fading away. All right, if I get like 200 or 300 waste reducing pills in there, maybe I can fight against all of the decomposing fish bodies. I do want to see how many fish I can shove in here though. I've bought like 500 goldfish so far. You know, the guy at the pet store is like, man, I appreciate that this dude is single-handedly putting my children through college, but what is he doing with all of these goldfish? Gotta get at least 1,000 fish in here. I just noticed when you drop in the goldfish, sometimes they land on the bodies of the dead, and the bodies of the dead have real physics attached to them, so they bounce in the aquarium. I also can't get rid of this weird cell thing in the middle of the screen. Oh my God, I'm sorry, game. I'm sorry I did this to you. I'm sorry, digital fish, that you were the target of my testing today. Look at all the fish. They're trying to climb on top of one another to get out of the aquarium. They're getting smarter. Look, they're creating a goldfish ladder. Oh, there it is, over 1,000. It's like the Jersey Turnpike in here. There's fish everywhere you look. Oh, I mean, and at the top of the tank, there's all the bodies of the Forsaken. Hold on, fish, I'll help you. Here, I'll give you more plants. Here, can I just give you like one plant, but I'll make it really big. There. And there's a treasure chest. If you ever get tired of your friends, see goldfish, gold coins. You think they would know the difference? Not with enough happy pills. How does the fish fit that giant ass pill inside of him? Oh, this is cool. The fish are moving in unison. They're probably gonna learn how to pull that sword out of the sand spire and kill me with it. Got 1,500 fish so far. I got the auto clicker, baby. Let's do this. I've got 3,400 fish in here so far. Look at what they're doing. There's so many that the physics is propping the fish on top of each other. Look at them coming out of the aquarium. They're like 6 inches out of the aquarium. Okay, I'm getting like 2 frames a second right now. Got 3,651 fish in here. Real quick. Oh my God, I can't click on anything. I gotta know what happens when I take the water level all the way down. All right, ready? Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, the pie. So the last time we had split the United States into halves and then tortured each side in order to see where people enjoyed living more with those rookie numbers. Today we're gonna torture the whole god planet. What I want to do is split the planet into 2 different halves and make one half just involved in constant death and sorrow, and the other half just a utopia of happiness and the appropriate amount of education and everything to keep everyone in line. I want to see which side attracts more citizens, and then once we've leveled out the population, I want to cause endless Ragnarok level destruction across the entire planet and see where the last family manages to survive at. I also have to take the opportunity to mention a couple of things on this map that make me very happy. I love how Australia is just one giant sand dune with a bunch of angry animals kind of like wandering about. I will mention though, as someone from Florida, this is an absolutely unrealistic representation of the state. Look at this. You see this? Mountains. Topography. We do not have this. You know what? Hold on. Let me fix this real quick. I can't destroy the entire planet with Florida looking like this. Whoops. Well, I may have increased the power of the digging tool a little bit too much. You know what? Might as well just cut Florida off completely. There we go. So my plan is to make true division across the entire planet. In order to do this though, so that it actually looks correct, I actually have to increase the height of the entire planet, which is a pain in the but it has to be done. Oh, what could go wrong? I don't know how else to say this, but effectively what I'm doing is giving the entire planet an erection. Boom, good enough. We don't need to go too far into Antarctica because quite frankly, they have enough problems as it is. What just happened to the boat that was here a second ago? What the hell? It's like one of those goddamn posters that when you look at it with slightly crossed eyes, you see a dolphin molesting an elephant on top of a sailboat or something. All right, so now what you do is you cut a nice swath through the entire planet. I'm gonna do it somewhere right around here in Florida because I do want Australia to be on our side. Florida man and Australian man have a lot in common. All right, kind of do that there. Grab this. Show everyone how bad you are at creating a straight line. So you got your party boat over here. You may be saying to yourself, but Gray, there's a giant like 4-mile deep chasm. Where in the planet could it possibly go? I like how Carnival's over here and they're like, we don't need physics where we're going. Spider boat does whatever the hell. What? All right, I went ahead and increased the water level here. I still think it's fantastic how the boats get vomited out. Rockdale. No, I don't think so. It's a whole new world, but with less Aladdin. Never mind, I can't fit Aladdin, so now everyone's just gonna be guessing. What does it have less of? Probably happiness. All right, since we're used to the horrors of everything in this planet to the south, the southern people are gonna get the short end of the stick. The first year I moved to Florida, I had the enjoyment of having a hurricane that ended up putting about 4 dozen shingles into my car like freaking shuriken. It was a great way to get welcome to hurricane season. To the north, though, you guys will get decorative trees. I decided to change the outlook of the entire planet because I have commitment issues, and oh my god, it is screwing up the road system. It also forces Florida and Australia to be on different teams, but it'll be fine. There was too much awesome on one team. This also will allow me to create 2 little quadrants that I can absolutely destroy the 2 sides of the whole planet. Australia should feel pretty good though. They're gonna get all the good stuff. Everyone who's on the Florida team, we're getting the shaft. The only difference is over here in Florida, we're used to it. Every proper slum starts with a mountain of regret. I appreciate how sometimes the roads just decide to go wherever they want. Look at this. What the happened here? I told this road to go clean its room and it was like, go fuck yourself. Just you wait, you roads. I'm not gonna feel bad about destroying the entire planet. Here, Mexico, you can have some too. Oh yeah, this is turning out exactly how I thought it would, which is to say terribly. If there's one thing I learned in City Skylines, when in doubt, add more roads. I think when you look at this, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. First, do you have OCD? Second, do you now have an aneurysm? Don't mind me, I'm just crossing the proverbial streams over here. That is just hideous. On the plus side, we managed to capture not only 1, but 2 boats. All right, the slums will begin. All right, let's see here. The United States is gonna be all the places where everyone gets hepatitis. That right there. Oh, wouldn't want to forget Washington, hold on. All right, Canada's gonna be the place where people mostly just buy coffee and shoes. I like that there's a couple of stores way the up here in like the upper atmosphere. I just thought about this. I didn't want to have to do this to you, Mexico. You just kind of rolled the wrong side of the die, but you're getting all the industrial zones. Actually, what I'll give South America a bunch of industrial zones too. I've decided to suck up the Gulf of Mexico and pump all the garbage somewhere over by Michigan. Jesus Christ! Putting this symbol in the middle of the planet was like the worst idea I ever had. It's creating a 50-mile high wave. It's fine. I mean, after the wave comes and cleanses most of the planet, whoever's left will be the strongest. So doing this apparently angered the gods of Atlantis, and the entirety of this side of the planet got washed away almost immediately, so everyone's going to have to live on this upper tier here. It's fine. The United States and America died together as friends. The only difference really was the cries of disbelief. The Americans were like, fuck. The Canadians were like, that's unfortunate. This will be like the one area, the slash in the middle, where the 2 species can intertwine together. You always want plenty of power. Think of whatever would be excessive and then multiply it by 10. So this was the original land? People are still trying to live down here. Look at the horror. The roads are just constantly filled with water and feces. Doesn't matter how much fecal material there is, though. Plenty of people always want delicious meat right next to the antibiotics. If there's one thing we're good at over here in the United States, it's injecting our meat with various things. Now on the plus side, on the upper tier over here, things are going quite well. Clearly this place is ready to have inhabitants. I'm actually kind of curious where people will mostly inhabit. A land of constant death and horror, or a place where you could probably legitimately live. I legitimately wasn't sure that anyone would actually want to move here, but apparently people do. Fresh water will finally be running in the city. Oh, there's plenty of water running in the city. People want a police presence on this side. We're going into lockdown, so they're gonna get plenty of police presence. Does this make you happy? How about some more? Look at the happiness spread. I'm not sure this would happen like this in real life. Need plenty of prisons. It is just absolute chaos down here. For some reason, people still want to live in this place. The cool part is I've captured all of the water. So if you notice, there's no water left on the entire planet. It's all just inside of here now. I feel like this is a really bad representation of Michigan. All right, sadly, we get no hospitals over here, which is kind of bad because everyone on this side of the planet is learning to live with dead people. Of course, going across town is kind of a pain in the ass. Alrighty, so looking at the happiness over here, everyone's unhappy and they all want to die. That's good. The health is awful, but there isn't a shred of crime, because everyone's too busy butt vomiting out their organs. I mean, I guess in a horrible way, everyone being violently ill and sad is the secret to reducing crime. All right, time to start building up the other side. They're getting complete lawlessness, but on the plus side, they're actually gonna have places to heal them. So I've allowed a bunch of time to go by, and that side of the world has gotten 1,876 people. In a minute here, I'm gonna open up the lands of happiness and bliss, and we will see how many people it attracts. Now, don't get me wrong, while everyone's gonna have plenty of money and things to do, they're also going to get constantly violated because there's gonna be no police presence. I think the game is finally getting pissed at how many of these things I put down. The more wind turbines, the better, god. All right. All of the low density residential areas will be up here. Obviously, a great deal of them in Russia. Low density commercial zones, plenty of that in China. Again, it just kind of turned out that way. And yeah, Australia, sorry, you're getting the industry. All right, they're gonna have plenty of hospitals. Put a couple of parks in here. You know things are getting bad when you click on the terrain tool and it takes about 1.5 minutes to load it up. I forgot to mention too, this side's actually gonna get education. Oh, 10 FPS, my old friend. You are making my graphics cards bend. Maybe if we drop down the quality, we can get even more excessive. Look at the side of the planet. It's just an abandoned hole of trash and death. I think I'm legitimately about to give this game a seizure. Every time I click on something, I can feel my processor bringing a lawsuit against me. It's like, this is abuse. What do people have to say about this town? Turning trash into energy is a win-win situation for the city. In case you're wondering, Holly isn't talking about like cans and bottles. She's talking about the dead. Look at what we've done to this map. It's like 4 FPS. We'll see if more people decide to live over here than on the other side of the planet that's in lockdown. Oh yeah. Look at the traffic here now. I'm not sure if you can see it or if you're getting a seizure, but there's definitely a lot of traffic. There you go. Now you get a better view of it. Hashtag no more homeschooling. God, that's relevant. Okay, we're back in action. I got things running again. Just thought I'd take a minute so that we could walk through the streets of this side of the planet together, you know, just to see how things are doing over here. It looks like the apocalypse. People are definitely not following safety laws. I appreciate that they've learned to live over here despite a large portion of the entire area being constantly underwater. This side of the planet has created some resilient. This guy's getting around on a goddamn motor scooter. That takes. Look at him just driving through the water. No one cares. I like how there's a bunch of prisoners and then there's like this guy. Is this a guard? It just looks like some dude got lost. This is the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen. Who the is over here working at the police station that can afford a supercar? I think what I find most interesting is that because there's no law over here, everyone just keeps setting stuff on fire. Someone burned down the hospital, you Looking at the two different sides of the planet, you have a lot of red anguish and death over here and a lot of blue happiness. The healthcare differences is amazing. The land value is definitely higher on this side of the world. See this, the closer you get to Australia, the higher the land value goes. Most of the pollution ended up around Florida. God damn. So people are definitely happier on the other side of the planet, but the thing that blows my mind is that there are still high-rises in here that are fully decked out with people. I get it, they're uneducated people, but they're still people, all right? They're edible, just like everybody else. At this point, it's time for global warming to come because we've finished getting as many people as possible. We managed 1,800 on this side and 2,400 on this side. Now it is time to see who will survive the cleansing. What is the cleansing, you may ask? It's like global warming, but a lot worse. All right, that immediately killed 2,000 people. It's right about what I was hoping for. I don't really know what a level 25.5 thunderstorm will do. Might as well find out though. It really didn't do anything. I'm not impressed. Never mind, I'm getting slightly more impressed now. Holy sh! It's a thunderstorm that legitimately spans the entire planet. Yes, burn! The apocalypse has legitimately come. There will be no survivors. Okay, so this is pretty ironic. The incineration plant is the thing that got hit by the lightning and is burning. Yeah, you're making your money now, aren't you, Mr. Pilot? Okay, the old level 25.5 tornado is a lot worse than I had previously anticipated. That's right. Who will be left alive? Who has the will to live? Look at the size of the tornado. This is actually a good time to get a close-up of the rock that managed to formulate around my entire little no smoking sign. Nothing like yeeting some buildings into the atmosphere. I think somewhere there's some meteor strikes happening too. I just can't tell. Yep. Here we go. Come on, we gotta get all the way down to like only a couple people left. I took the dog for a walk, but she seemed more interested in flying. This is a woman who's been wanting to get rid of her husband's dog for the longest time. All right, we're down to 454 people. Today I'll go and try out my new kite. Hashtag tornado. Hashtag kite weather. I feel like I've tortured people so much on this map that they're just used to the pain. Why am I living in this depressing city? That's what I've been asking you this whole god time. The tornado comments are legitimately the best. All right, there is now 3 people left alive. The question is, which side did they manage to stay alive in? They're all right here. It's all 3 uneducated people on the nice side of the planet. Well, I had hoped that the constant agony would have taught people on the left side to survive almost anything. They came close, but they didn't quite make it. Well, folks, I guess I'll leave you with this image right now. Hope you enjoyed this episode of City Skylines. Until the next time, stay foxy and much love.